honorable principals, vice principals, teachers, non-teaching staff, and all my dear friends. I, Kirit Sanvi Shetty, feel honored to stand before you as the master of ceremony for today's program. Light is the beacon of hope that illuminates even the deepest of darkness. So, I request the dignitaries on the dais to light the lamp. Deepat Jyotir Param Jyotihi Deepat Jyotir Janardanaha Deepo Haratu Me Papam Deepat Jyotir Namostute Shubham Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Sukha Sampadaha Dvesha Buddhi Vinashaya Atma Jyotir Namostute Atma Jyotir Pradiptaya Guru Jyotir Namostute Brahma Jyotir Pradiptaya Guru Jyotir Namostute. Atiti Dev, which means that guests are equivalent to God. So, I call upon Kirit Tanmay Gatti to welcome the guests.
The secret of going ahead is getting started. Jai Hind everyone. I, Kirit Tanmay Gatti, am filled with pride to deliver the welcome speech on this occasion of G20 program. I cordially welcome our esteemed chief guest, Dr. M.B. Puranik sir, for joining us here in spite of having a busy schedule. I extend a warm welcome to the principals and vice principals of Sharada Vidyalaya for their gracious presence. I welcome our respected ANO Ratnakar sir for helping us in organizing this program. Lastly, I would like to welcome all the teaching, non-teaching staff and all my fellow Sharadites for joining us here today. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Kirit Tanmay Gatti. We, the cadets of NCC, are all gathered here to conduct an environmental awareness program regarding Bharat's G20 presidency. To begin with, I would like to call upon Kirit, Swasti, Sri Lakshmi and Sahans to give us some information about the Bharat's role in G20 this year is contributing in the development of environment.
Namaste to one and all present here. I, leading flight cadet Swasti Shri Shetty,
I, Cadet Sergeant Sahanjay Shetty,
are here to give a brief explanation of what exactly G20 is
and how G20 has impacted environment conservation.
What is G20? Many people claim that G20 means group of 20 countries. If you think like that, then you're wrong. G20 is an international forum consisting of 19 countries and a European Union. Before G20 was formed, there was another group called G7. But as time went by, there was a need for more international cooperation, and that is why G20 was established on 26 September 1999 as a forum for the bank governors and finance ministers to discuss about economic growth as well as financial crisis. G20 represents such countries that make up 60% of world population, 75% of world trade and 85% of GDP, that is gross domestic product, comes from these countries. Moving on to the theme of G20 2023. During its presidency, Bharat has focused on the theme Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning one earth, one family and one future. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is a Sanskrit term derived from ancient Hindu texts. It says that all human beings on this universe are connected by humanity, and through Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we can say that all of us present here are just one family. The Troika. Now, the three main countries responsible for pushing the G20 agenda forward are the past president Indonesia, the current president Bharat, and the future president Brazil. The following are the countries under G20. The current president Bharat, Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, United Kingdom, United States, and European Union.
Before the G20 was formed, there was an international forum called the G7, which was founded in 1975 and consisted of the world top 7 developed countries, which include Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United Kingdom, and the United States of America. The purpose of the G7 was to maintain economic stability throughout the globe, but later they realized that more cooperation was required between these countries. So later, in 1999, G7 expanded and formed the G20. But only after 2008, the need for the G20 was felt after the global economic crisis. Also, the one more reason for creating G20 was because of the effects of Asian financial crisis in 1997. The effects of this crisis had spread to the developing countries who were not a part of G7. There are two main tracks who are responsible for working in G20, the financial track and the Sherpa track. Under financial track, issues like global economic growth, tax information exchange, green finance and anti-terrorism financing is looked after, while under the Sherpa track, issues like employment, climate change, agriculture and food security, anti-corruption measures, UN Sustainable Development Goals, and improvement of healthcare is looked after.
The rising phoenix, unpacking Bharat's significance in the G20 presidency. Bharat has an important opportunity during its G20 presidency for overcoming critical challenges, and it has friends that it can rely on for support. It has to tackle multiple interconnected challenges and the needs for the developed country. Our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji further envisions G20 agenda to be more inclusive, action-oriented, ambitious and alert. Bharat's success and experience are critical to gathering global solutions. 2022 has changed the global order. The geopolitical tensions, climate change, COVID-19, the chain disruptions, and the Russian and the Ukraine war, many issues have come to light. There has never been a time where world's inequalities have become more visible. If you see things from afar, some things are quite clear. Some countries run the world, and now their dominance is under threat, and they can do anything to reclaim this dominance. Moving on to impact of G20 in environmental conservation. During its G20 presidency, Bharat has identified three key priorities, that is economic growth, environmental conservation and global governance. So today, we are mainly going to focus on how G20 has created an impact on environmental conservation.
Bharat has set 4 main goals regarding environment conservation in the previous and the current G20 summit. In the COP26 summit, India has pledged to increase its non-fossil energy capacity to 500 gigawatts by 2030. As of 2022, the result achieved is 172.72 gigawatts. Next, regarding renewable energy, Bharat plans to meet 50% of its energy requirements through renewable energy by 2030. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has also said that Bharat has aimed to reduce the total projected carbon emissions by 1 billion tons from now to 2030. And at last, Bharat has aimed to reduce the carbon intensity of its economy by 45% from a previous target of 35%.
Moving on to ECSWG meetings. ECSWG stands for Environment and Climate Sustainability Working Group. The first ECSWG meeting was held in Bengaluru, and it marked the constructive discussions within the G20 countries for a sustainable future led by Bharat's G20 presidency. It concluded with a positive note with all G20 countries showing interest and commitment to constructively work towards the objective of the 3 key priority areas, that is, the arresting of the land degradation, accelerating ecosystem restoration, and enriching biodiversity. The second ECSWG meeting was held in Gandhinagar. The G20 members countries reaffirmed their commitment towards combating the environment and climate crisis, but with a renewed sense of urgency. The third ECSWG meeting meeting was held in Mumbai, focused on blue economy, which was then supported by two other events, that is the Oceans 20 Dialogue and Mega Beach Cleanup event. Now, what do you mean by blue economy? Blue economy is a sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved livelihood and jobs while preserving the ocean's health. And Mega Beach Cleanup is an event undertaken by G20 agenda aimed at addressing the prevention of ocean pollution and promotion of the preservation of the coastal ecosystems. And the Oceans 20 Dialogue is nothing but a series of meetings conducted by expert panelists.
India is making great efforts in green growth and energy transition. We achieved our non-fossil installed electric capacity target 9 years in advance. We have now set a higher target. We plan to achieve 50% non-fossil installed capacity by 2030. Friends, no matter how we transition, our thoughts and actions must always help preserve our one earth, protect the interest of our one family, and move towards a green one future.
The following are the schemes and initiatives undertaken by Bharat during its G20 presidency. India's commitment to sustainable development goals under climate action, plant trees to reduce the impact of pollution under the LIFE 21 Days Challenge, and compose a jingle for Mission Life under Lifestyle for Environment.
2021 has only seen burning pyres. Many countries accuse that we are responsible for our own deaths in our country. But they do not see our bright side. We are making huge leaps in green energy and our fintech is the most advanced globally. Many people claim that Bharat getting its presidency is not a big deal because at some point or other Bharat was going to get its presidency. And partially they are correct. But the important point is how we use this presidency. For instance, many of you might know about the Qatar World Cup that was held in 2022. Now, as a country to host such an expensive World Cup, the infrastructure that they have built will only give them losses. Now what? Qatar people are crazy to build such an expensive World Cup? Not at all. Because right now, the whole world's eyes are on the small country located in the Middle East. They can show the people their culture and show the world the progress they have done so far. And Bharat's G20 presidency will be somewhat like that. Recently, the first G20 meeting after Bharat got its presidency was held in Udaipur from 4th December 2022 to 7th December 2022, where basically the Sherpas from different countries got a chance to taste our culture and they made payments using UPI. They realized how simple UPI was, and because of this one simple move, UPI may go international.
Last year, in December 2022, there was an all-party meet where leaders from different parties came together to discuss about India's G20 presidency. From this, we learned a very important point. Parties may be oppositions in internal politics, but in the end, we all must come together as a united Bharat for the betterment of our citizens.
Many countries show how we fail very well. And when you see only negative news about a certain country, then it creates a global expression that nothing good can happen in that country. But in reality, we don't show off our advances. But through G20 platform, we can show the world that we are not just a big market, we are a competitive force that can shake the world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Bharat has been telling this since many decades, and now, as a host of this agenda, we have to take huge responsibility and make this agenda a success. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Thank you, cadets Vasti, Sri Lakshmi and Sahans. It was truly informative. If we don't learn to control the use of plastic, our earth will get destroyed due to global warming. All the flowing rivers will stop flowing as their roots will be blocked by plastic waste. So, to make us understand this concept more clearly, I call upon the talented singers of NCC to educate us with a beautiful song.
कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे अगर सुन लो तो समझ लेना हम तो बम ये फट जाएगा कि बहती सी है नदियों का ये पानी रुक जाएगा अगर सुन लो तो समझ लेना हम तो बम ये फट जाएगा कि बहती सी है नदियों का ये पानी रुक जाएगा कि कर दो रहम धरती का ये दम भी घुट जाएगा कि कुदरत की हनस नस में जहर ये बस जाएगा प्लास्टिक के हम सब मोहताज है कैसा ये समाज है कल ना हो हाथों में आज है मौका ये अब ना गवाए रे टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे
Credits for that soothing and melodious song. Now, I request our President, Dr. M.B. Puranik Sir, to illuminate us with his wisdom.
From developed countries, the major thing, demand for us was food grains, milk powder. What America did, instead of giving any aid, they give loan to India. Do you know the loan? Not in currency, in dollar or rupee. They gave loan in terms of these commodities like sugar, wheat powder, wheat flour, like other things, grains. And after 15 years with interest, we need to pay back to America. For sure, PL 480 means America is giving free all aid to India. That was the condition then. After the Green Revolution in India, you have studied the history of our nation, the development of our nation. We used to depend on rain only for the cultivation, seasonal cultivation. The Bakranangal, the biggest dam built to Sutlej of that river there. Likewise, all great dams were created, channels were taken, and Green Revolution took place. Then India became self-sufficient in food grains, need for food. Now, India export more than 50 or nearly 50% of the food grains and all required commodities for other countries. Even for states, we had been to states, we used to go to the vegetable and fruit market and used to search which are the commodities they have imported from India. From these many vegetables and fruits we export, even packed material, foodstuff we export. Let us forget, but be proud. No more my country is in a begging bowl. It is in the condition of offering, giving for the needy country. Please remember, during Corona, our Prime Minister and great establishments prepared indigenous injection to fight against Corona. And almost 100% of the people of India, 140, then it was 135 or so crore people, leaving the children. You were not inoculated then, vaccinated. At least 60 to 70% of the people, mainly first they concentrated on aged people like me and madam, because we are very, very vulnerable for the disease. They have finished in the first installment week. Then they went on giving 2 doses of vaccine. Forget about giving vaccine to our population. The African countries, poor countries, were not in a position to import this vaccine. American vaccine, European vaccines were very, very costly. It was theirs to purchase by paying dollars economy. Then our Prime Minister said, we are here to supply all the vaccines free of cost. Please mind it, we did not sell it. All the compensation money was given by the government for these companies who supply the vaccine. And the entire world was astonished. India has grown to such a level to supply vaccine to the other world, third world. Now, today, G20, she has explained, both have explained, what is the meaning of G20. You students, you are more knowledgeable than what I am. You gathered more information regarding the world, G20 or whatever it may be. Still, I feel very, very happy. India is the country who is managing G20. How many occasions they conducted the meeting? Malaysia, in India, recently in Bangalore, because India has chaired now G20. Even not only the poor countries, rich countries, they have joined. They need. Do you know the intelligence of our Prime Minister? You don't know, I tell you now. After the Ukraine war, when Russia was in confusion, India stood up. We are prepared to purchase your crude oil, not the refined oil. That is diesel, petrol and high speed, nothing. We will purchase the crude oil. What is the term and condition, you know? We don't pay dollar, but we purchase by Indian rupee currency. Huge petroleum, raw petroleum is being purchased in India. Refinery, MRPL like that. They are refining this crude petroleum, exporting the countries, getting the American dollar or European euros. See this, cheap rate we import crude oil. After refining, we sell at the higher rate. We are in the competitive market in the field of petroleum. Our native production of petroleum is hardly 15 to 20%. I don't remember exactly. That much limited. But the intelligence of our Prime Minister, please appreciate it. This genius in that way. Likewise, in the global technology also, she mentioned about the energy. Now, what happens? Global energy is changing. Suppose the environment is changing in my compound, plants are planted, it is well vegetative, grown. It is not confined to my garden alone. It will go to the neighboring garden. The plants, the environment, nature will never segregate. They are not selfish. They are very generous. They give. The world warming, the production of carbon, it's very, very, very alarming now. That is why it's not enough. If European countries, developed countries, America and Russia take care about the global warming or carbon production or change of energy from the conventional energy, we go unconventional energy, natural solar energy like that. So we are in a position to guide the rest of the world and also help the developing countries, underdeveloped countries in this field. My dear friends, within 2 or 3 days, Chandrayana ends. We will be in a position to locate our satellite on moon. So within a question of 2 or 3 years, by the time you go to pre-university, you will be able to move to Mars or even moon. So this is the thing what is happening. Detail I have prepared, it's not required. You are more knowledgeable. G20, 19 or 20 countries included. India is in a position to do the Saratya. You know what's Saratya? To take the control of the entire movement. It decides what is to be discussed, what is the contribution IMF, International Monetary Fund, what is the role of World Bank. Likewise, so India is in a position to decide, control, and to say what it is. I am very happy. My NCC cadets, especially, I appreciate my children. I appreciate the pain you take. The other day, yesterday 15th, you have done the route march along with the scout and guide, other children also. Today, you have prepared for this seminar to speak in such a length what preparation is required. I am happy. The uniform you wear, you feel proud, don't you? Yes. Even my girl students, how proud they are to wear. I tell you, my dear friends, I look at the NCC cadets and scout and guide with a special affection. Reason is, I give that much of importance for discipline, time maintenance, and your hard work. When you do the practice, what an amount of energy is required. I have seen these boys, young boys of 15, 14 and 16 are putting that much of energy and effort to practice. I wish today's this seminar, short discussion about the G20, very, very knowledgeable. Please develop interest in such knowledge. This, I am very happy. I am very happy because the way that girl and that boy has spoken, how much of information you have collected, more than a teacher. You say, I compliment baby. So good. So let it be motivation for other students also. I know more competent, genius people are there among you. So let us give an encouragement for you to bring forth all this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wise and inspirational words. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. So, to help us realize the importance of nature, here are some cadets with a mesmerizing dance performance.
अब हम इंसान इस धरती पर आराम से रह सकते हैं क्योंकि हमारे पास बिल्डिंग्स है, फैक्ट्रीज है, मॉल्स है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर्स है। हा 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 हा। अब मैं ये सब ट्री कट करके यहाँ पर हाईवे बनाऊंगा।
है जो लहू मेरा बहता चला, देखो जुनून मेरा कहता चला, ख्वाबों का था
I give you fruits. I am a tree, I give you medicine. I am a tree, I give you oxygen. I am a tree, I give you environment.
Thank you, kids, for a wonderful dance performance. Now, I request Cadet Risha to deliver the word of thanks.
No duty is more important than that of returning thanks. Jai Hind and Namaste to one and all. I, Cadet Risha, feel proud and grateful to propose the vote of thanks on this special occasion. Today is a most remarkable day in our school's history as we have hosted the G20 program. It's my honor to thank Dr. M.B. Puranik Sir, President of Sharada Group of Institutions, who is a continuous source of inspiration to us. I express my wholehearted thanks to you, sir. My heartfelt thanks to principals and vice principals of our Vidyalaya for their guidance and continuous support. I would like to express my deep sense of appreciation to our A.N. Ratnakar sir for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, sir. My special thanks to all my dear teachers and non-teaching staffs for their timely advice. I truly appreciate all my Sharadites for their patient listening and making this program a grand success. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind.